Today we're going to be covering what I carry in my camera bag for 2020. Let's go! Alright, let's begin, shall we? And the top first, the list this is the Sony 106 something or other dash, yeah. And it is made by Sony. Yeah, it has a little name there, so it's not as discreet as some people would think, but I think it is low key. You know, it has plenty of pockets, plenty of zippers. I've taken this thing on countless photo sessions, and it hasn't failed me yet. You know, it has the, I guess the AKA water bottle pouch thing here. You put your water. I got my indie filters. How about that, right? The other side, plenty of straps, Sony. Plenty of straps. This is for, I guess, whatever you want to put in there, right? So, also this thing struck me here because it's padding. It's got durable padding for the back. Right here, lures for the lower back, and even has, look out, a rain cover. This is one of the things that bought and sold me because I like to take my ass outside. So this completely covers the entire bag like a glove. So from there, it works. It works for me, and I appreciate it. Now, also, it has little components, I guess stands. These are hard shelled here for the bottom part, and it will stand up. It does stand, so that way it's not sitting and tilting over with your equipment. The back, it has room for 15 up to a 16-inch, 17-inch MacBook Pro, all the way down to the bottom. Lots of padding, lots of padding. So hey, for the backpack, right? Not bad at all. Of course, you got the harness strap. When you put it on, if it gets a little heavy, I'm not a heavy photographer tote person. So more or less, let's get on to the next thing. Next up on the list, let's open it up. We have what is this, Gary Fong? Light spear. Yeah, very good for open if you're going to do photo shoots outside. I'm not the one that like to blast lights in people's eyes, flashes in folks' eyes, because it just, it's not me. So great, we have that. This goes in the top part, like I guess the dome that fits on top of it. Really accessible. I like that. That's kind of dope creation here. Next on the list, let's get the camera straps. What would a camera be without camera straps, or your camera, right? So I got kind of carried away. The first one I bought from Peak Design was yeah. It was great. Loved it so much. I bought a second one, the slide and the slide light, and yeah, they just come in handy. Very tough and very durable. I like where the anchors fit, and this just place them in and snap shut. That's very cool on that. Very nice Peak Design. You guys rock for that. Also, alongside the Peak Design, I have the Capture One. I brought the main Capture One where it has the Arca Swiss, the large one. So I have one attached to my Manfrotto B-Free Advanced, and one on so it can attach to my, what's this thing called? My Zhiyun Crane. All right, yeah, how about that? Right here. This is great. This is another thing that goes with me when I go out. So yeah. Alright, so we got that part, and the camera I'm using or carry with me is the Sony a7R III. It's what's filming us right now, so I'm sorry that I'm talking with my hands, but hey, this is how it's going to be set up for today. So the remainder of this, let's see, you can't have a photo shoot without a nice speaker, nice sound. Chicks dig it, models dig it. When you're out and about on location, this music is always good. I got that tip from Manny Ortiz. Shout out to him for that because it helps a lot, especially when certain clients are just not they're not people friendly, so they just rather do their job, and this helps break the ice on a better situation and experience. All right, shout out to Bose for that. Going over to the lenses. Of course, we have the Sony 55 millimeter 1.8. This is one of my favorites here. I use. Can't go wrong with his countless reviews on that, on the internet. We're not going to stay there with that, but this is definitely one of the ones I take with me on my outings. Let's see the second one. Let's go. So the 85 millimeter portrait lens, the beast. I love this. This is what I switched. I cheated on the 55 with this one, so I take this one. I'm sorry. Yeah. So if anybody knows anything about the Sony 85 f1.8, this is another piece made by Sony. Next, what could you have? You should really consider, if you do not have a Tamron 2875 f.2.8. This bad boy is versatile. It does the thing. It has the 6.7mm thread. Y'all can just do micro lenses with your stuff. Yeah, this is another bomb beast. I know I'm going kind of fast, but I just don't believe it takes all day to do anything, right? And it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, guys. Also have the Sony 20 millimeter, the wide angle lens. This was giving us this perfect angle right now. If you notice how we're handling this, it still got space. All this stuff it feels secure. Everything is, you can arrange it. You can, put the pockets in there. It still got added extra space. Oh yeah, the Godox. Remember the flash with the Gary Fong earlier? Yeah, I have the Godox 82200. This is another beast. It's portable. I don't like cords. I hate having cords everywhere. You can tell, right? Cords and shit all over the place. So, but this comes in handy. You could switch out the actual top here, and it has a bulb that comes with it. A bulb. I'm sorry if I didn't put that right in front of it. So right at the top here. So yeah, these are super awesome. Out on location, no cords. Just put it inside. You can do a softbox hookup. Flick it. You'll be all set. All right. Shout out to Godox for that. And I also carry my SD cards here. And this is made by Hunsky. Of course, these were the ones I started out with, the PNYs, a little bit cheaper, guys, because I had a Sony A65 SLT with DSLR, and I started going up. And it still wasn't. When I purchased this actual Sony A7R III, I had to stump the big boys. Still not there yet with the Sony Mega cards, those hard, tough cards. They haven't sold me on that. These come in handy because they read. They have 170 megabytes. I think it's reading. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have two of them. I have one inside the camera that's filming now, and yeah, shout out to them. All right. Also, I have a variable ND filter made by Gobe. This is 67 millimeter for my portrait lens, as well as the 20 millimeter that I'm using right now. There's plain things on the internet about that, so we're not going to stick there with that. But yeah, shout out to Gobe. And also, they had a nice little story. They give back and they plant trees for everyone you bought. Everyone you buy. I got some for the 55 millimeter, but I can't find it, so we're not going to stay right there with that. Also, what's having a camera without additional batteries for the camera? I bought an extra one. The nudies. How about that? The MPFZ100 Sony battery for the actual unit. This is the second one. The first one, of course, in there. It gives you about 7 to 8 hours on each one, and I have not burnt out. Well, one and a half, because I was on location. It was hot outside. I had the monitor brightness up, and that was the only thing I noticed. It started dwindling, but it still pushed. So shout out to Sony for those. Anything else in here? We talked about the wrist. What do I carry when I'm shooting and I'm just carrying my camera around my hand? The next one is made by Osiris. They're not paying me to say this, but these are my go-to for Of course, micro cloths. How about that? Put this down here. Take out this guy. So back to the Osiris. The Osiris here. These fit around inside the loop of the actual camera and your wrist. You know, very strong, very doable. Nice little. Doesn't feel imitation at all. It feels really, really strong. So, yep, I used that. And oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put this in the window enough. But yeah, just cut it in there. All right. And if you into vlogging, this is another thing that's great to have. Joby. This is the 3K. The 5K was a bit much. It was like it was a little bit like, yeah, I didn't want all that. It's just, my arms are extra long. I could hold this here and do what I need to do as far as broadcasting. And so this is another go-to. I didn't opt for the Peak Design quick plate release. I bought the Andor quick plate release. Ugh. And what happens with these guys, it unscrews, and it works with the Peak Design. Oh gosh, what's that thing called? The Peak Design plate, and all it does is you slide in, and it closes. Let me see if I can get that in the camera for you. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, and it just tune in and slide in. It's closed. I have this on two of them. I have this on the Gobi, and I have it on my Zhiyun crane here at the top. So, yep, awesome sauce. Now, as far as editing goes, I use a MacBook Air. It's a 2019. It's an i5. I think it's a 2018. I'm sorry. i5, 8 gigs of RAM. I don't do a whole robust of editing. I do what I need to do to make it work, and we go from there. I have the Pro grade card reader, the SD card with the CF card here. I opted to get one of those guys, and it works very, very well. Let's see, yeah. The Aki. Okay, if you can, let me see if I can pan this over here. I don't want to plug anything from my actual computer because it's doing some things right now. This is the dongle. It's the dongle here, all the way up here in this corner. The Aki dongle I use for that. I'm so sorry it's so far away. It's just how I had to set up right now. I was trying to make it as easy as possible. And this guy here. Now, I went through another company, Western Digital. I'm not going to say their name. And both their external hard drives failed. Of course, it's moving pieces on the inside, but those guys took a fall, and they did not work. And I lost a lot of information, so I was referred to get the Seagate 2 terabyte hard drive. This has taken a beating, and it has not failed me yet. Of course, I back up on other cards thanks to Chelsea and her husband Northrop backing up, and Jared Poland. You guys great on that. I have another system, a server I saved, but this has been taking a beating, and it's still kicking. It's still plugging, and it's still operating for me. And this is the Seagate 2 terabyte. And let's see, I think I've covered everything. Yeah. Let's talk about these rechargeable batteries like Duracell. I've had these for about 4 years now, and they're still charging like crazy. I think the other battery is in the Logitech mouse that I have, and they're going crazy. It's like you need rechargeable. I don't like purchasing batteries and trying to figure out how long I've had those batteries. I recharge them and go from there and everything out where I need it to be at. All right, put those guys down. So we got the micro cloths. Another thing with Peak Design, man, shout out to these guys. This is what holds the Capture One. There's another piece that goes on the side of your pants when you're if you want to hold your camera and clip your camera to your hip or to your bag. All of their cloths are micro cloths. These are micro cloths. Like if you use these, and micro cloths, and I like that. I rock with that. That's being thoughtful on that. Also, you can't forget during this pandemic, you need your mask, right? Where I stay and live, they're going back to phase 2 because masks are essential. You cannot have these, so Shout out to whoever made these masks for me. Appreciate you on that. So that about sums that up. Hope everything was going great. I think I covered everything, and yeah. Well, there you have it. It's been a successful video nonetheless. Sorry for all the talking and everything over it. But I do appreciate you sticking by and supporting me on this. What I had in my bag to give an opportunity to show you what I take with me on my shoot. Please leave a comment down below what you guys take on your thing. Keep it 100 with me. Let me know what you take so we can corroborate some ideas, all right? If you like what you saw today, please don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe, or the bell notification let you know when I'm posting next. I can promise I'll at least do one video a week at this moment. This is very exciting, so I'm with it for the long. All right, you have a great evening. Thanks for stopping by, guys.